So, Posty, what's it like to do 2,100 kilometres in Ireland? I would imagine the roads get a bit intense. I've been over those road surfaces.
That's definitely one of the things
you do notice.
You do notice. They've got some rough old road stuff. So, yeah, the older hands took a bit of battering, but
yeah, well, you're going to, aren't they? They're going to. But you know, it's something nobody else has done.
Well, this is it.
Yeah.
So. See how this goes, and then I'm retiring for the rest of the year, putting my feet up and going touring.
You can't understand why you do both. Can't understand.
Well, I wanted to do both. I think that was it. And ready?
Over the years I've filmed a lot of bike rides. My earliest attempts were made when I actually rode them myself. These days I employ a number of techniques, and I've reached a stage where I can record most of the action I want to record. Recording the action makes it easier to tell the story. The earliest films were about my experience of riding the event. At heart, an Audax is only ever a structured excursion, a very large club run and not a race. As with club reliability trials, it can be seen as a substitute for racing. But I see them as club runs where people don't have to stick together. To be a good subject for a film, the rides have to be pretty special. That makes them unrepresentative of Audax in general. Well, that's true of anything inspirational. Boldness is about reaching for something that you might not be able to grasp. Audax affords the opportunity for ordinary cyclists to do the extraordinary, and it places them on a sort of a ladder, climbing to a pinnacle of their personal achievement. Longer Audaxes are run at the same speed as shorter ones, up to about a distance of 1,000 kilometres. There also isn't any extra time allowed for climbing. So the ultimate challenge in Audax is probably a very hilly 1,000-kilometre ride. The first phase of such an event is actually quite frenetic. It's important to build up time in order to be able to sleep. The initial stages are very easy to film. The early controls are especially productive. Throughout the first day it's never any problem finding people. Not that people are always needed. You can just point the camera forward for a cyclist's eye view. All this movement gets a bit tiring though. The coast is always good for a bit of variety. But the riders have no time to stand and stare. They're focused more on eating.
We've done all the hills now, haven't we?
Oh yeah, they're all done.
Fantastic.
Yeah, that's brilliant. The best filming location on the Mille Pennines is Hard Knot Pass. The riders are going slow enough to film easily. It's obviously very impressive even if you've not heard of it, and I get to do a time lapse with the Isle of Man in the distance. But sequences like these are a sort of time lapse. By this stage, getting a decent number of riders into shot means hanging around a wet and windy hillside for about 3 hours. Having spent all that time getting cold and bored, Hard Knot Pass is obviously going to feature a lot. Day one of a ride is always going to yield the most footage. Of course, there's nothing to say you have to use it in sequence. There's lots of interesting generic footage you can get, and some of the general daftness that you might see on the road. So, day one of a multi-day ride, easy to film. It's what I call the Tour de France bit. Lots of moving cyclists, lots of lovely scenery. There's a great big hole in my potential film at the Mille Pennines. I planned to do some filming on the first night and then get some sleep. But I arrived to find one volunteer involved in feeding 70 odd people. I'm an Audax Club member though, so the riders are the first priority if you're not riding yourself. I spent the whole of the first night in the kitchen, and the second day preparing for the second night, by which time the riders had been all the way to Lockerbie, and arrived with tales to tell.
I officially finished on the same day that I started, but I think I've faffed around my bike for too long for it to count now.
Take pills.
Yes, please. Yeah.
So it's been a bit wet from
Wet.
Newcastleton to Lockerbie and
Cold and generally grim.
terrain, varied.
Varied. Yes. Money up.
Maybe up. The only way is up.
Yeah.
For you and me now.
The third one opened at 4:30 this afternoon.
Yeah.
Then he's going to be at least 13 hours after that. So he will turn up about 5 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. No, afternoon, morning. Oh, he could turn. Bloody hell, he won't be back in the morning, will he?
If he set off at 11, 12, 1, 2, 3.
No, he can't.
No.
No.
No, it'll be afternoon. If he set off at 11 tonight,
Yeah.
12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 in the morning, that's 10. 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's going to be 6, 7 o'clock tomorrow evening again, isn't it? When he gets back. Realistically, to do all of that.
I've got lots of video of people leaving the control at Asprey, but none of them on the road. The best way to handle this sort of problem is to show some scenery with some music behind it. Maybe a few moving clouds. And some interviews. Are they an important part of your regime, your mixed nuts, in your back pocket?
Yeah. That's my bet.
Fixed all right over the North York Brewers?
I wouldn't recommend it, to be honest with you, but at least it wasn't raining like the day before, so it would have been hell.
What was the most extraordinary part of the ride for you so far then?
I think probably the very windy blast across over to Lockerbie.
Yeah.
And he did do it, the guy did do a double take. Just so hard.
I'm very short on sleep.
Yeah.
I've really, the day 2 we took 24 hours to ride it.
Probably the same day too was pretty grim.
Yeah, I mean we got to, we had 200k left to go when we got to the village store control, and that was 3 o'clock in the afternoon and we still had 200k left to go.
Huh.
So we've ridden well as a group and managed to get some reasonable amount of sleep each night, but I mean there's been riders rolling in as we've been leaving breakfast.
Oh I know.
Time warp.
Bermuda Triangle. I mean, I was planning to go out on the North York Moors, but I thought, heavens, I'm quite tired, I must go home. What attracts me to filming the Mille Pennines are two things. I don't have to travel far to do it, and the scenery is great, the known quantity. The ride I most enjoyed filming was the Mille in Ireland. The Mille Pennines has a lot in common with that. But the Irish Ride is the work of a whole national association, while the Mille Pennines is very much one man's vision. There isn't a single large Audax club in northwest England to share the burden of the organisation. I'd see my film of the Mille Pennines as a work in progress. The components are all in place. It just all needs tightening up. The riders who made it through to the end of this first running deserve every credit, as does Andy Corliss for putting it on.
So, good ride, bad ride?
Sore ride.
Sore ride.
Just my arse.
Yeah? Well, you got that. Well done, Aidan. Alright, Aidan. Yeah, I mean, I think I spoke about it, it's day 2. Everyone says it's the hardest day. So.
Yeah, well, just the weather really, isn't it, I think?
Weather.
And the length of the day and...
Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks very much. Thanks for dragging me around.
Oh, well done.
Sarah.
Well done, Sarah.
Thank you.
So you didn't have any sleep last night then?
Oh, last night I got back 2 hours almost.
Oh,
yeah.
2 hours? 2 whole hours, that's pretty good.
Night before I got an hour almost, and the night before that, not. Thank you very much. Thank you. It's brave of you to hug me though.
Did you finish then?
Yeah, I've done on the without rear gears 210 on the second day.
Yeah.
And I fixed on the third day on the morning.
Yeah.
And I'm here.
Well done.
Yeah,
very
well
good.
Done. Yeah. My knees was hurt a little bit after this stage 2.
Your first pole home.
How many are you expecting?
Well done.
Thank you. Adam, well done.
Cheers.
Back again.
Hello.
So what have you been doing? You've been having something to eat in Lancaster or something?
No, we were lounging around by
In a lay-by just
Burger
for Lancaster.
Oh God,
Had an egg
Bullbeck.
bap.
Bullbeck picnic
Yeah.
site.
we were waiting for traffic to die down. It was been a bit.
That's a good idea, that.
So we had plenty of time.
So what do you reckon of that lot then? Well, was it interesting?
It's a very nice route, yeah, but very hard, yeah.
Did you have to walk much?
3 of us hills in coming back from
Robin Hood's Bay.
Robin Hood's Bay,
yeah.
So
yeah, we thought,
too
maybe
much.
another day.
Yeah.
too much ankle tweaking.
Yeah.
That's right, yeah.
Oh, well done.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, brilliant that.
117 and 90 starters.
And 30 odd finish?
Yeah, about 36.
Yeah, so most of the people who started Sunday finished.
Everyone finished who started Sunday. So far.
Yeah.
We've just over an hour left, yeah.
So it was the Saturday that killed them off, was it?
I think so, yeah. But actually.
No problem.
You'll need to sign it though, yeah.
Well done. Only an hour left, really.
Yeah, we could have more ice cream.
From what I've seen of the event, I think I'll be quite happy. I mean, now I've ridden it, I wouldn't mind actually, helping out with it.
It's always interesting, isn't it, helping out? I say always, but sometimes.